Welcome, friends, to the Word Cloud Tarot Show, direct from the Tarodrome here in cyberspace, returning after a break to our audience of tarot cartoons. Thanks for coming back. Today it's the 22nd of October 2024 and there's only 2 weeks to go until the US election. The polls say it's neck and neck, but I'm pretty sure they're paid to say that, so how can we get a more accurate view? Well, let's pick some cards at random and do a tarot reading. We'll use this, the Word Cloud Tarot Happy Toast deck. Each drawing has a picture by the amazing Happy Toast, plus the meaning of the card is written onto each card in a word cloud. That makes our reading very transparent. You can see that the cards mean what we say they mean. That's what makes it science. For an election special, we'll do a battle spread, so let's go. We start with 2 cards to tell us which row is which. The significators, they will tell us which cards are for Harris and which cards are for Trump. So the first significator is the Ace of Swords. That card represents law and civil justice, so it suggests someone connected with the judiciary or to the continued stability of the administration. So, for the second significator, this will determine who the bottom row is about. That's the Two of Pentacles, change. The change of administration perhaps, or something more radical, a little revolution maybe. Some polarizing figure in the opposition party, someone dealing with investments, an entrepreneur who cares for money. So I think that's fairly obvious that we have Lawyer Harris on the top row and Money Man Trump on the bottom. So next, we'll deal with the cards for past. And on the top row, the card representing the past is the Eight of Pentacles. That's known as prudence. It's about Harris, and she has served an apprenticeship as vice president. She spent time like a trainee, being educated and learning how to do the job, patiently waiting, being frugal during that internship and honing the craft, learning the vocation, spending the time with a willingness to pay attention to the accounts. She's been consolidating her appeal and her power. Okay, so the card for the history of Trump's campaign is the 11 of Swords. That's a Page of Swords. He's a lively warrior, he's chatty and enthusiastic, he's loquacious and he's talkative and gregarious and extroverted, he's sociable, he understands people and so he can be argumentative and witty as he manipulates them. He's also haughty and irritable, he's restless and fidgety, he's diffident and sharp and disdainful and he's strangely anxious, he's wary and impatient and he encourages his followers to be vigilant of threats. All right, the card to represent the future of a Harris Rin, and it's another page. This one's the Page of Wands. She'd be tenacious and brash, and also quite angry and petulant. I mean, using anger and fear is quite typical of politicians. She will face insurmountable challenges. There'll be rebellious houses and dangerous enemies and foolhardy opponents. She'll have to deal with all the shameful, debauched hedonism that her team will no doubt commit in, because that's also quite typical of politicians. Harris will be a gutsy, free-thinking hippie. She'll be indulgent of woke things like tomboys and indomitable with the courts. She'll be audacious in confronting her dreadful, hot-headed and difficult coalition. She will be bold and young, at least compared to the opposition. She's an ethical, scientific, inquisitive member of a bright, vibrant, if corrupt, leadership team. Okay, so let's see what represents Trump's win. Trump's win is represented by the Two of Trumps. It's a priestess. A Trump presidency would seek economic growth, but it will be led by instinct, by divination and mysticism and faith. There'll be a focus on domesticity, on parenting, and on the traditional innate meaning of motherhood and womanhood, with forced birth, and there'll be feelings-based metaphysics. Trump's presidency would be controlled by his ego and his unconscious belief in his own self-divinity. So now we find out the result, what the cards say will actually happen on November the 5th, and that card is the Seven of Swords. It's futility. Of course it is. Skepticism would suggest that whoever gets the most votes, the American government will win. At least half of the country will feel despondency and disillusionment. They will think their defeat is theft, that technical voting was hopeless, that democracy has gone rogue. The duplicity and fraud of the other side convinces half the country that democracy is a delusion, just a misdirection and illusion hiding the real power. The public cynicism has been caused by the irresponsible vandalism of trust in the electoral system. There's been trickery like gerrymandering, and there's been covert management of an electoral college. There's the sophistry and strategic paranoid lies about ballot stuffing. There's been just enough stupidity and doubt and ignorance and dishonesty and deceit and inadequacy and incompetence and falsehoods in the misinformation media that the system will be accused of chicanery and of inconsistency, whoever actually wins. The rules will be this, right? It'll be that the election shows only indecision. There will be accusations of robbery, that the losing side was stealing the election. The country is filled with weapons, and conflict just seems like fatalism, doesn't it? Half of the country is going to want revenge for the betrayal and the deception. It feels like democracy and the health of the nation are at stake, but in fact it's all already futile. The country is already lost. Whoever wins the most votes, politics will continue to be inept, ineffective, useless, lazy, bungling treachery, and only clueless idiots would suggest otherwise. Still, one must imagine Sisyphus happy and making sure that he registers to vote. In summary then, Harris has learned from her time as Vice President. She offers a friendly, woke face on the continuation of the terrible horrors of the American state. Whereas Trump, on the other hand, is a hateful and argumentative firebrand who will lead by egocentric, feelings-based, traditional values hypocrisy while thinking himself God and abusing his powers. Either way, you'll get a corrupt government of ineffective, clueless traitors, and American society is so filled with distrust and cynicism that the fragile peace may not hold and combustive violence could well break out. Well, that's what the cards tell me anyway. If you want to argue, you can get a deck just like this, and you can see what the cards tell you from wordcloudtarot.com. There, you can also join the mailing list to be notified of new episodes, or you can follow us on Fedi at wordcloudtarot at wordcloudtarot.com, or on PeerTube at wordcloudtarot@dalliance.network. We also cross-post to these horrible private financial extraction machines at YouTube, TikTok and Rumble. So thanks for watching. If you thought this was good or true or weird, tell a friend. They surely haven't seen it, so they won't yet know what we now know about the US election. Till next time, farewell.